I'm going to tell you about a little bit about my experience, some signs and synchronicities, because I'm in this situation and I really could use some help and nobody will talk to me. But I feel like I see these pieces, these players, and this picture all coming together. And I'm like, wow, this is really cool. I'm like, this is like live freaking creation. Because I don't know what we've been waiting for other than to realize our dream. That's the only thing I can fathom is why we're waiting up for revelations. Maybe it was for us to mature enough to a point to be able to handle the powers of a god, of the gods. I have no idea. But I also wanted to respond to Lana Del Rey, because she puts up a billboard in her ex's hometown and takes a picture of herself out in front of it and says, "This is personal," right? So it's a big statement of saying that this is nobody's business, right? Well, it's just fucked up because I feel like she's doing that, and when she puts a caption, it says, "There's only one, and he's in Tulsa." And I'm just saying my opinion. I'm not saying this is what it is or what it isn't. This is just what I think. But that song, Tulsa, Jesus Freak, right? So she's saying there's only one Jesus, and he's who the fuck knows where. But that's just not the case. The way I see it is there's too many Jesuses, and we need to individuate. We need some new freaking gods, because we can't all be, because it's funny. It's like the powers, realizing the powers of that God. It's like control over an unknown aspect. And it's like, well, I don't want that control. I really don't. I don't want somebody to have to walk the path of my words, but at the same time, I guess that's what a God does, right? They lay out a path. Well, I think we're ready to lay out our own. I think we are. I think we're ready to enter a stage of live creation, of where, there's the gods that are here. They're on the radio, and I witness their songs. It's like I see them happening, and it's like I'm like, wow, this is a really cool freaking world, but nobody else sees it. And I'm like, really? I'm like, this is our own creation. And I'm on this journey, I'm on this path, and and it's funny, the path is clearly laid out before me, so I know that I'm on somebody else's. So I'm working this obscure direction that was part of an ancient plan, and I'd like to reach these people to ask them, well, hey guys, I got some ideas for the next freaking generation, but I can't figure out if my understanding is how the world is, or if my imagination is creating it. I literally cannot figure it out. It's like, but they meet there. It's like my understanding, and then I see it, and maybe that's how it is. Maybe I understand it, and then I see it. Well, so I think this is a cool world, but so maybe it'll be like that for whoever watches this. Maybe you'll understand that this is a cool freaking world we live in, and hopefully we'll start to enjoy our lives a lot more. So the path to individuate, I feel this is just my ideas. Like I feel like I'm going to be persecuted for having an opinion, and it's like I've waited so long, and I just gotta say what I feel. If that's wrong of me, if I should just not speak, then well, somebody should say something then. If you don't want to hear it, then say shut the fuck up, right? So, but Revelations is, because signs and synchronicities, that's how revelations is experienced. And it's up to the consciousness, the awareness of that person seeing them to put the pieces together to decide what to do. Because I'm just like everybody else there. I don't remember any life before this one. I had a screwed up life growing up, you know, and because of this experience, because of the first time I heard Lana Del Rey having that Kundalini awakening, it was like I got these gifts that I never had before, where I feel like I could see more clearly into situations and people's psychology, and I started making better decisions for myself, for my life, and I actually started, you know, like giving a shit about the world. And it's funny, like the things that I want are how it's always been in a way, but it's different because my perception of it has changed. And, you know, and I'm not saying you should have my perception or anything. I'm just saying that, that it's good for us to have shared perceptions with each other. Just as far as like, you know, things that we would want. And if I was a god, you know, and say everything that the God we've known, say everything that was said is no longer. Okay, say that was a paradigm that we lived, so he got to make the laws, right? And so I'm like, okay, well, if that was up to me, what would I do with that? I'm like, well, I wouldn't make laws, but I would describe to you how I understand the world, because it makes me happy, I feel, and it also, I mean, the ultimate goal is to, you know, because I think of like the next generation and like being born on Earth and like, and what would it be, you know, like what is it like? Okay, you know, what would I need to orientate myself inside of this experience? And I think number one of that is my own consciousness. And that's why Carl Jung and the synchronicities, I mean, it's like, it's perfect. I'm like, I just want to it makes me want to tear up, like, of gratitude of like, you know, that somebody had that part there. And I only know of that part because Maynard has his part there. And I'm like, okay, so I want to just put these parts because I swear it's like I'm participating in this large story that's happening, and it's like I feel like it's happening on a large scale with very important people, and I have not been able to confirm that, but I keep seeing my ideas and my direction, what I'm thinking, I keep seeing it reflected in them, right? Like with the Lana Del Rey and the, you know, there's only one Jesus and he's in Tulsa, and it's like, that's just not how it is. There's too many of them and we need to individuate. And of course, like, and if, you know, Jesus, they say when he comes back, we'll have eternal life. Well, as far as I know, this is my existence. I don't know of any other existence that I've been in. And so I'm like, well, fuck, you know, what can I do with this? And it's just, you know, I want to talk to people to like really, because I mean, these ideas just, you know, I need that other aspect. That is what I need. I need, you know, someone to listen and to talk to here. So here I am. I have nobody to talk to. So here you are, YouTube.